Lake Poopó was a large saline lake located in a shallow depression in the Altiplano Mountains in Bolivia at an altitude of approximately 3,700 meters, 12,100 feet. Because the lake was long and wide, 90 by 32 kilometers, 56 by 20 miles, it made up the eastern half of the Oro Department, a mining region in southwest Bolivia. The permanent part of the lake body covered approximately 1,000 square kilometers, 390 square miles. The lake received most of its water from the Desaguadero River, which flows from Lake Titicaca at the north end of the Altiplano. Since the lake lacked any major outlet and had a mean depth of less than 3 meters, 9.8 feet, the surface area differed greatly. In December 2015, the former lake had completely dried up, leaving only a few marshy areas. Although the lake has dried up completely a couple of times in the past, it does not appear that it will recover this time. 4. Suggested causes of the current drying include drought due to climate change, as well as diversion of water from mining and agriculture. 4. In 2002 the lake was designated as a site for conservation under the Ramsar Convention. Archaeological evidence. Archaeological investigations conducted by the San Andres University of La Paz, Bolivia, shows the influence of the Huancarani culture on the Poopó area, where complex central urban areas such as villages and towns were developed that expanded into the Poopó basin during the late formative period, 200 BCE, 200s, probably in conjunction with changing patterns of agriculture. Herders and the lifestyle of llama caravan merchants coexisted with more sedentary farmers in a harmonious system of exchange of goods and services. Other investigators examining the following period, the early regional developments, approximately 300 to 900s, shows that the size of the inhabited areas increased. The South Poopó inhabitants developed a unique style of ceramics style with triangular spirals. The east portion of the lake displays an important Tiwanaku enclave, with ceramic styles from the core Titicaca area and surrounding styles, demonstrating the interactions between different peoples in the area. Lake dynamics. The main inlet of Lake Poopó, roughly 92% of the water, comes from the Desaguadero River, which enters the lake at the north end. There are numerous smaller inlets along the eastern shore of the lake, many of which are dry most of the year. At times of very high water levels, Poopó was connected to the salt desert Salar-de-Coyhaipaza in the west. A minor outlet also leads to Salar-de-Uyuni in the far south of the Altiplano, but as the lake lacks any major outlet, it is classified as an entalrheic basin. When the water level of Lake Titicaca drops below 3,810 meters, the flow of Desaguadero River is so low it can no longer compensate for the massive water losses due to evaporation from the surface of Lake Poopó. At this point, the lake volume begins to decrease. At its maximum in 1986, the lake had an area of 3,500 square kilometers. During the years that followed, the surface area steadily decreased until 1994, when the lake disappeared completely. The time period between 1975 and 1992 is the longest period in recent times with a continuous existence of a water body. Renewed rainfalls in the mid-90s revitalized the lake again. Action has been taken in order to make the area ecologically sustainable again, among other with the help of funding from the European Union. The efforts were not successful, because since 1995 regional temperatures have risen and consequently tripled the evaporation rates. On January 20, 2016, the area was declared a disaster zone by the Bolivian government. Salinity and Geology. The water of Lake Poopó is highly saline. The salinity is a result of the entalrheic nature of the hydrological system on the Altiplano, which allows all weather dynes to remain in the system. The salinity of Lake Poopó is further enhanced by the lack of outlet, the arid climate and the high evaporation from the lake surface. In the northern end of Lake Poopó there is a dilution with fresh water from Desaguadero River. This results in a salt gradient of higher values towards the south. The salinity varies with water volume. During October to November 2006 the salinity in the north end of the lake varied between brackish and saline, 15 to 30,000 mg/L. In the south end of the lake the water was classified as a brine, 105,000 mg/L. The water type is a 4 Na MgClSO4. Geological sources of NaCl such as halite and feldspars are present in the drainage area. These could also contribute to the salinity of Lake Poopó. The lake body is situated on top of Cenozoic deposits, consisting mainly of unconsolidated material. These sediments are the remains of extensive prehistoric lakes, which covered the Altiplano during at least 5 glaciation periods. Mining and heavy metals. There is a long tradition of mining in the Poopó Basin. Extraction of metals began in the 13th century to support the Inca army. After the Spanish colonization in the 16th century, the mining operations became more large-scale. At this point the region got its current identity as one of the mining centers of Bolivia. The mining districts are situated at the foothills of the Cordillera Oriental along the eastern border of the Poopó Basin. The economically most important minerals are silver and tin. Studies have shown elevated concentrations of heavy metals in surface and groundwaters of the Poopó Basin. These metals are naturally present in the bedrock, from which they are released through weathering processes. The mining activities in the area further contributes to the heavy metal pollution. Acid leaching from mines and mechanical processing of ore speed up the process. The major part of the heavy metals transported to Lake Poopó seem to be immobilized in the bottom sediments. Still, concentrations of arsenic, lead and cadmium in the lake water exceed Bolivian and WHO guideline values for drinking water.